and may well result in criminal indictments of Elizabeth Holmes and her ex-boyfriend, Sunny Balwani. Right, well, I mean, Theranos had a culture of secrecy and fear that was enforced by Elizabeth's now ex-boyfriend, Sunny Balwani, who was the number 2 executive at the company.
How did they keep that hidden for so long?
Well, there was a culture of fear and intimidation at Theranos going back to its earliest days. Holmes actually sued some ex-employees in 2007. This culture got worse and was really enforced by her boyfriend, a man named Sunny Balwani, who was 19 years her senior, and who's a guy who had made a lot of money during the internet boom. And he joined Theranos in late 2009 and really became the enforcer of this culture, a quasi-tyrant who silenced everyone and treated people badly, fired people all the time. And I think criminal indictments of Elizabeth Holmes and Sunny Balwani, her ex-boyfriend, are a distinct possibility. And the 2 people at the top, Elizabeth Holmes and her boyfriend, Sunny Balwani, knew very well that the tests were unreliable. I mean, I think this did metastasize into a fraud, especially once she and Sunny Balwani, her boyfriend and number 2 at the company, made the fateful decision to go live with these finger stick tests.
You know, one of the things that I think is astounding is this puppeteer, Sunny. It seems like people didn't even know who he was until you wrote the book.
Right. I mean, if you try to look him up on the web, you can't even find a photo of him. I think he's had the internet scrubbed. But to people who had been at Theranos from the beginning, and there are a few employees who did manage to escape the massive purges that went on there all the time, they knew that he was her longtime boyfriend. They essentially started living together in 2005 in a condo he owned in Palo Alto. For the first 5 years or so of the company, he was behind the scenes. He didn't actually work there. And then in 2009, he joins, and at that point, this culture of fear and paranoia, constant turnover, all that goes into overdrive. And from that point forward, they really run this company as a couple, and they perpetrate this fraud as a couple.
Well, I think one of the other things that should be brought up here, and this is actually more the seedier side of the relationships that Hirsch was talking about, is that she and her co-defendant were sleeping together. Mr. Sunny Balwani is an older gentleman, at least 20 years older, and he loaned her money. So when Hirsch is talking about an attractive person, an attractive woman who was there and it was a great story, he clearly bought into that. He gave her $20 million, ended up sleeping with her. He had a license plate that said Vini Vidi Vici, you know, I came, I saw, I conquered. That's what he did. And now he may end up going to jail with her.
And there was another significant detail that she had been less than forthcoming about.
Were you and Sunny Balwani ever engaged in a romantic relationship?
Yes.
When?
For a long period of time.
Would you say for the majority of that time were you living with Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Did you ever tell investors that you had a romantic relationship?
No.
Personally, me talking to investors one-on-one, telling them my relationship, no, I didn't.
It was concealed from the board. It was concealed from the press. It was concealed from investors.
You think it was intentional that they hid it?
Oh, it was absolutely intentional.
Then this guy shows up. Anybody know who this is? John Carreyrou, yep. So for months, John Carreyrou from the Wall Street Journal had been calling, and again, let me just be clear, a lot of this is alleged, right? Because you cannot fully vet, just like they haven't validated the technology necessarily, I can't validate some of this stuff, it's all hearsay, right? But he claims that for many months he was requesting an audience with Theranos. He was hearing rumblings in the back about how some of this technology wasn't valid. He received some some whistleblower cases, some whistleblower information from some disgruntled ex-employees. There was a lot of smoke that was starting to emerge about this company, that it really couldn't do what it claimed to do. So John pursued this consistently over 5-6 months, gave them several opportunities to answer, and he basically indicates that they never answered. So basically, the bottom line here is, per his side of the story, Elizabeth Holmes would take every single opportunity she could, as well as the rest of the Theranos staff, to go into flattering pieces, to do featured articles where it was flattering about them. However, when it came to his article, which was questioning their technology a little bit, and at that point he indicates he wasn't planning on doing this destruction piece. He just wanted to get some clarity and actually help them, because again, Wall Street Journal was helping them get out, into the public. They were doing a good service for them. So his goal was just to, hey, can we just refute these things real quick, and that way, you guys have a smooth sailing. Some people on the other side say that he had a vendetta. Who knows?